Well, today on Nation Window Cleaners Podcast, we're talking all about the fake hustle. Guys out there, the fake influencers, the fake everything. Let's have fun. If you're a window cleaner or heck just want to talk about people and understand what's going through their head, stay tuned to WCR Nation. What's up, everybody? Jersey here from windowcleaner.com, and you are here. What's up? My name's Jersey. I've been in the industry 20 years. I work for windowcleaner.com, own American Window Cleaner magazine, do the podcast. We are going on 10 years of doing this every single week without missing an episode. Knock on wood. Anyway, I have a really kind of fun one today. We do a lot of information one, and this is informational too. But I just want to kind of address a lot of the influencers out there. So if you're listening while you work, hopefully, let's kind of jump right in. But as you know, I want to be frank and blunt and all of those other words that I should be using. But I understand the irony of me doing content all the time and then me talking about a hustle culture or a content creation, or all of that. I understand. But I would like you to know the hustle of working hard and like the hustle of just doing it for show, very, very different. I would like to say this is the only helpful thing, I guess. One of the helpful things I would put in here is that you genuinely have 100% of you, okay? That may be 8 hours of work. It may be 10 hours of work. It may be taking off on a Saturday. But you have 100% of your energy. No matter how much that is, it's 100%, meaning all of your energy that you're putting into something, you have 100%. If you're out in the field cleaning, that's taking most of your energy. If you're out there, still out in the field with your guys, and you're out there for 8 hours, that takes 95% of your energy right there. You only got 5% left to build the business, right? In the same sense as how hard you're working towards something, that's your energy. If you're out of the field and you're just focused, man, you're driven 100% on the business, that's amazing. But what side of the business is there? And here's where this week's episode kind of comes in, is this whole fake hustle thing. There's a lot of companies out there, guys, whatever, that want to put out their information, and it's cool. There's so much content out there. And I get yelled at by old timers almost exclusively that say, well, you're helping, my business is failing because of you're teaching new people. Oh, really? So they couldn't find this out anywhere else? You didn't find this out anywhere else? You think every single person does not start knowing nothing? Of course they do. If your business is failing, it's not because I'm teaching the new guys. It's because your business is failing because you suck at what you're doing. Take that into your brain and understand that. If you're doing really good, it's because of you. But as soon as you start sucking, it's because of somebody else. That's a messed up thing. Right? It's not because of people like me that just tell people information and go, hey, think of this. I don't want to influence you or tell you or do anything like that. I want you to hustle and work hard, but I want you to do it right. Because you only have 100% of yourself. If you take 80% of that and try to put it into some stupid fake, TikTok, whatever thing of like some kind of weird brand culture thing so you can show off to other window cleaners, great. But understand that's not helping your business. Well, another window cleaner, now I go places and people know me. Who cares? Did that help your business? Are you trying to build your business or are you trying to build this hustle lifestyle? And it's cool either way. There's no wrong way. But here's the funny thing. There are some, and they're kind of out of the industry now because they were flash in the pan, like I said. They created some content. It was very awkward content, so they got lots of viewers. And everybody thought, well, man, I had this kid tell me one time that they're the most influential window cleaners in history. And you never saw them clean windows. In fact, their company had a 1.2 or 1.4 star rating. They sucked. They were the worst company I have ever seen in my entire life. And yet, people went, well, they're influencing the hustle life. Look at their hustle. Okay. What I would like to say to you is you should watch absolutely everything you're interested in watching. It could be about Warhammer figurines. It could be about metal detecting. It could be about business. It could be about luxury cars or yachts. It doesn't matter. It could be about window cleaning. It could be about door knocking. It could be about anything. Watch it. It's content. But understand it's content. Understand a difference between content and knowledge. There is a difference. And here is the problem, especially with a lot of young people, which, by the way, if you're younger, tell me in the comments what your age is that you're listening to this. You're going to see, just even not if you're younger, just tell me your age. Just if you're on Spotify, put in the comments what your age is. I want to know how old people are. And you're going to see they're a little bit older. In the very beginning, I've been told by more young people who just started that they know everything. In fact, I had one guy who was putting some stuff out there for himself and just kind of like talking about it like he's, trying to help somebody, and he's putting the stuff out there. He's a younger guy, and I, well, not publicly, went privately. I was like, hey man, just to let you know, like this, and this, something to think about. It's a little bit different. And he said the line, and I will never ever forget this as long as I live. He said, I think I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for 7 weeks now. Okay. Well, if you have 7 whole weeks under your belt, then who am I to say anything? You just keep going with you, boo. You just keep going with you. And genuinely, that is the idea and impression of a lot of people. But the whole hustle thing, where they're like, hustle, you got to do this, and I'm looking at the things I'm doing. Awesome. But understand that the best people are quietest. The best companies are quiet. Unless you're a guy like me or a guy like Steve-O, we put content out there to help guys, right? The other ones don't put stuff out there. They just get it for views, right? There's a lot of trolls. There are a lot of influencers that I won't mention that have come back into the industry that just put garbage out there. They're not actually helping anybody anymore. They're just putting out crap posts that get people, interested in clicking. And that's cool. It's content. It's fun. But that's exactly what it is. It's fun. It's not business, right? And the reason I get onto this, and we've talked about it a few times, Steve and I do a live every Tuesday night, by the way, at 5 o'clock East Coast. So if you ever want to watch us battle about nothing, there it is. Usually just us venting about stuff. But one of the things is that I don't care that content exists. I think it's awesome. I think everybody could do content, put it out there. But content doesn't help your company. And if you understand that, absolutely perfect. But if you think for some weird reason that the guys that have a brown Lamborghini, which I don't even know why they would make that color, but it's rental, so whatever, they couldn't pick. But do you think that that's somehow the lifestyle that you're going to get? That's the part that sucks, right? The whole word influencer, which, by the way, I've been called that a lot. And cool, I'll tell you what I like. If that influences you to get something, then sweet. If it doesn't, then sweet. At least you got somebody's opinion. I don't care. Right? Maybe it is influencing you, but that's not the idea. The idea on these influencers is that you get somebody who believes them more than anything else. They're not going to listen to anything else. No. This so-and-so guy said this. Okay. So take it in your head right away that there is good and bad. If I put out a poo post comment, which, I try not to swear, but if I put something out there that gets people to, I disagree, I'm going to jump in there, and that is content for the fact of content. There's good hustle and there's bad hustle. You could do either, but understand that one works for you and one works for just some content. And in business, there's a long-term and short-term. I'm not getting into door knocking. If you guys do it, awesome. If you don't, cool. You know my thoughts. I'm not a fan, and I've explained why. But the main thing goes down to short-term versus long-term. And if I go and upset 10 people because it's the middle of dinner and one person says yes, that's not good for my business. If I got one bad review, and most of you do this, if you don't door knock now and you've been running this company for a while and you get one bad review, one-star review, what does it do to you? Then the door knockers go out there and go, yeah, for every hour I I piss off 10 people. That's not a company. That's not building a long-term company. Imagine if you had every good review you got 10 bad reviews as a company. Is that a company? No, right? But they watch this hustle culture and they get into that. And they lose sight of the connection between a real business and hustle, or real business and content. They lose that. They lose that sight, which is fine. I understand it. It's very easy to see somebody doing that. It's very easy to see some famous person putting on some kind of makeup that you have to get, because if you get it, you're going to look like whoever the hot person is at the time. Right? That's the connection between hustle, which is content, just content, and hustle in your business. Right? There's a long-term and short-term difference in what you're doing. There's a long-term and short-term difference in how you're building the company. And if you're building this thing, or social media, or whatever, for views, that is absolutely cool if that's what you're doing. In content, as somebody who gets paid to do content, there's not a lot of money in content. That's why I tell you to put your orders in through me so I can continue to live and eat food and drive with gasoline in my... And you know what? I need tires soon. So anyway, put your orders in through me. But in content, the problem is you see these weird stories and they tell you this big thing and they put this like, hustle, this is what it... And then you get into this mindset of seeing it on face value as opposed to the content, as opposed to the concept, right? The underlying part. If you watch Grant Cardone and you speak exactly like Grant Cardone, you probably are a POS to a lot of people. That's not the way that people really talk, right? If you get somebody and they're all cocky and they come up to you and you're like, yeah, what's up, man, bro? What are you, bro? Yeah. That's not really real. But when you watch the influencers, you watch a Grant Cardone, a Gary Vaynerchuk, whatever, that's how they talk. Cool. Because they're creating content, right? If everybody you got came into content talked like them, you'd be like, these guys are a-holes. I'm not talking to any of these guys. It's gross. But the concept is confidence. The concept is there. It's super great. I love Grant Cardone's content. Not because I talk like him or act like him or do anything like him, but the concepts, right? An objection, right? If a customer, you go in and you're trying to sell and they go, oh, let me talk to my wife. Why did they say that? He talks about that. What does it really mean? Now he goes, well, if your wife loved you, she'd follow your guidance sign here. I'm not going to talk to somebody like that. But I understand. Okay. So if you're convinced, your wife would be convinced, right? Or vice versa. Oh, I got to talk to my husband. Okay. Are you convinced with what I have to offer? If you're convinced, you're going to tell him, yeah, we have to do this, right? Are you doing that, or are you buying time to not have to say yes right now? Once I understand the concept in what they're saying, I understand it. Now I go back and look at it and, well, you got to hustle, man. You got to be up. Okay, well, great. That's don't be lazy. Pick up the phone, right? I understand that concept. I understand that. I'm not going to talk like them because they're making content. If they were just boring, then it would be boring and you wouldn't very much get out of it. You wouldn't really get it if they weren't in your face. It's the same thing when you watch window cleaning content or door knocker guys or, you can make $7,000 in your first day. Really? Could you? Tell me how that works. Oh, you mean absolutely unrealistic and a fake thing that you put out there that an experienced window cleaner or somebody in business knows, I can see where you're coming up with that, but that's not really something that's going to happen. The new guy goes, that's what'll happen. I got to do that exact thing. And now I'm talking like that. And you get these little a-hole guys that talk just like the other guys because they think that's how business is done, and it's not. Understand that there is a hustle towards good and a hustle towards bad. What your focus is does not matter to me. It probably doesn't matter to you if you're enjoying doing it. But if you're trying to build a business, the hustle needs to be on the business, towards things that get your business to be bigger, better, badder, awesomer. Any other words? I'm trying to bring back the word radical. I don't know how to play that one in there, but maybe you got a radical business. Go Ninja Turtles. Anyway, real quick. Remember I told you how I like to afford things like, my daughter's eventual wedding, college, tires, fuel, more bulk t-shirts. I would like to put your orders in, and genuinely that's how I make money, so please do let me do that. 862-312-2026. I make it so easy. All you gotta do is like, bro, I need this, this, and this. Or you could go shopping all through the weekend or whatever. Just click save this cart. It's right above the checkout button when you get the little grocery cart. Little underlined text says view saved carts and then save this cart. Just click that. Jersey, it's in there, man. Put it in when you get it on Monday. Sweet. I will do everything I can to make it awesome. I will get you your free gift. I will make sure that your discount's in there. I will make sure that you had the best and easiest experience. And in turn, it costs you nothing extra, but I get credit. And then I can buy things like hair gel or haircut, which I need one. Right? Also, if you want to help support the industry, go to the awcmag.com. It's the American Window Cleaner Magazine, a real paper magazine that is dedicated to only window cleaning. Everything, business articles and gear reviews and stuff, it's all there. Go to the magazine, get a subscription, awcmag.com. Also comes with a sticker sheet every single month that you can put on everything. And you could be a window cleaning freak like the rest of us. Go do that. Also, you need a CRM to run your company, the best on the planet. In my opinion, my humble opinion, I've tried lots of demos. They've all sucked. I've never up until a year ago started talking about one because they've all sucked. I talked to Jobber and did like the third one. Finally, their program is insane. It's insane. I won't even go into it. If you want a free demo, it's down below. Also 20% off if you do sign up. And I get credit for that, so do that. But genuinely, it's absolutely amazing. Don't listen to me. Do the demo and then figure it out. Do listen to me when I say that WCR Print is the best print company you could possibly go through. Amazing results, super amazing staff. Steve just had a baby, by the way. Help him out. The link is down below for print, which tags me, but also 15% off, which is insanely awesome. So I'm going to do that. That's down below also. Anyway, back to the hustle. That's my hustle, by the way, is I have to put the little shameless plug in there because I forget sometimes, and I like to make money. I know. I don't own a mega yacht, but I would like to buy gas and groceries. So if you would like to help me and give me a few pennies, that's what you can do. Anyway. All right, long and versus short term, it always kind of comes back to that. But the realistic part of social media is there's lying in social media. If I went on there and said, hey, here's a guide to making $300. Put in a full day's work, get $300. Nobody's watching that. Because they're like, yeah, okay, right? If I put in there, here's how I make $3,500 a day cleaning windows. You're like, what? All right. If I put in there, my company does $7.4 million. Now you're like, what? Okay. I have to make these giant claims for you to click. It's clickbait. If I put down, this soap sucks, and if you use it, you suck, then all of a sudden I'm going to get a bunch of people go, well, I use it and I don't, yeah. And now they're loud. And then you get these other content creators. They're hokey creators that are giving bad information because it's content, right? There's a guy out there that said that anybody, no matter where you are, can start with a DI tank, which is a complete lie. It's not at all correct. I would 1,000% you not buy a DI tank in the wrong area than buy anything. Just don't. Scrubber and squeegee until you make a couple more hours worth of work. But this content guy put it out there. And it was just to get people riled up. But the problem is, we've sold so many of them, we sell them to the wrong people. Even so that we have an automated thing that if you're in the wrong area, it prompts one of us and we call you and go, hey, just to let you know you're in the wrong area for this. We can absolutely still sell it. I can sell you anything you want. I just wanted to let you know because guess what? Once it's used, we can't take it back. Literally happens so often we have to do that. And then there's stupid creators out there that are telling people, nah, you can do that totally. It's like the same thing when you had guys saying, oh, you can you can totally freeze ROs. Yeah. The idea of that is to just ruffle feathers. It's wrong. It's completely wrong. That's like saying, well, you can drive without a seatbelt. You won't die if you don't get in an accident. But you're gambling. Every single year, tens of thousands of dollars worth of ROs, membranes, we have to sell to people who had theirs freeze and went bad. Every single year. And then there's guys out there going, no, you can do that. You're giving literal bad information. But what it's doing is it's getting people to click and they're like, what? You could do this? What? The idea in that is to ruffle feathers with ideas and concepts that aren't quite right. There's a lot of that. Now, opinion is something different. I don't like this thing. Okay. I do like this thing. Okay. Opinion is different. But as soon as I tell you it's fact, and I go, well, I don't like this, and it's garbage. You shouldn't use it. It sucks. It's stupid. Okay. Now we're going into opinion to now you're trying to pretend that that's a fact. That's not a fact. And this is where, again, content comes in. This is the fake hustle culture of these guys that put out this content to get clicks. There is nobody out there doing door knocking as a sole owner that makes $3,500 a day. It's not possible. You want to know why I know that? Because one guy door knocking, say he spends 8 hours, 10 hours door knocking, maybe you're still destroying a business. You're not building anything. But maybe you sell $3,500 worth of work. You didn't get paid for anything because you didn't also do $3,500 in that day. You have to go back another day to do it. And then you're not selling that day. So to do that, it's like 2 days. And you're going to talk to enough people every day to do that. If you did it one time, guess what? That's awesome. My highest paid job, I made $783 an hour. And the customer was absolutely happy. But if I come on here and go, here's how you make $783 every hour, that's not realistic. It's not going to happen. $125 an hour every hour is absolutely the norm. That's the norm for every company. If you're making $50, you're doing it wrong. That's the norm. But if I just put that out there and most of you are already doing that, it doesn't really make $100 an hour. They're like, yeah, I know. Make $783 an hour. What? Okay. Right now I create the intrigue in content. And there's the difference between hustle in a business and hustle in content. If you want to create a TikTok empire for some reason, you want all these strangers all over the country to look at you, not even window cleaners. You could have 100,000 views on a video. That's cool. They're not window cleaners. There probably isn't even 100,000 window cleaners in the country. Not business owners, at least. Yeah, but that's 100,000 people. That's cool. If you're excited about that creating content, yes. There's guys out there I have videos with over 1 million views on it. There's not 1.3 million window cleaners that watched this video. It was just content that was enjoyed by other people. That did me no good. It was cool, right? My daughter's got a kick out of that. But realistically, that was it. That was it. There was not a ton of interesting things. It was just something side, and the kind of joke was underlying for window cleaners, but it was funny to kind of other people, and that's why people watched it. But that did nothing other than a couple minutes like, holy cow, look at this. That's where my interest was, but I didn't think that I was creating this hustle thing. I understood who I'm talking to and who's watching the content. Understand that they're going to have different content for different things, right? If they're talking about themselves and how great they are, guess what? It is not about what you were learning. I'll tell you flat out, and and I say this a lot too, but I'm just a dude who talks to himself. So take it with a grain of salt or whatever. I don't care. Maybe you get something great out of this. I hope it helps you, at least. I love hearing the stories about my content helping people. That's what I do this for. But I'm nobody. If you listen or watch something and you go, this guy's wrong, cool, man, absolutely. But hopefully it helps you at least think of both sides. You can confirm the side that you like. But absolutely, that's right, it's perfect. But if they're just talking about themselves and how great they are, this is what they're doing. They're putting that out there. And now they have that hustle, that whole confidence thing. And then they have all this other stuff, and they get all these people sucked into it, which is totally cool. It's content. It's cool. Watch whatever. I watch dumb videos. I watch, stupid things that pop up on my feed, like everybody. And you watch some weird thing and somebody sends you something about some guy dumping a plate of pasta on his head. And you're like, that's weird. And you watched it, so did, 48,000 other people. That doesn't mean I go out and buy his brand of pasta. Understand as you, what's the content saying, right? What are they doing? Don't come in and go, well, this guy uses this and only this. This is what I want to use. Well, cool, try it. But that doesn't mean it's the right thing, right? And that's all. In the hustle culture, you hustle towards your business or you hustle towards your social media. And you can do both, but not at the same time. You can only do one or the other. But you get to choose which one you do, right? And I'll tell you this. Again, I understand the hypocrisy of this. But at the end of a lot of these influencer people that are out there that are not actually adding much value. And some of them do. Some of them add value in content if you read between the lines, right? Like Grant Cardone. You don't listen to him wholeheartedly. There's a lot of other content people that don't listen to wholeheartedly, but I listen to the message they're saying. And then at the end, they tell you about the course that they're offering. You're like, yeah, of course, right? If your idea is that you're going to make all this money on courses when there is everything for free out there, you understand the person's motivation. Now, I tell you, buy stuff from me because I need money. Courses for them are money. I understand it. I totally understand it. Some courses are great. I love education. I love learning. But understand if that is their only goal, they will give you enough things to get you interested in their course to then give you crap information later. That's the reality of content. The reality of content being content is just that. Your hustle. Your 100% can go towards your business. And guess what? You could peel 5% off to do some fun stuff. You could peel 90% off and do fun stuff. But understand the more you do that, the less you focus on your business. If I have a window cleaning company and I make TikToks, and these are funny TikToks and 30,000 people watch it, none of those, if not one or two, might be customers. The rest of them are all over the country. They're little kids. They're old people. They're people who watch it. Don't think that you're a business. They're just watching it because it's fun content. And if you're okay with that, awesome. But having something out there that a bunch of people watch that have nothing to do with your customer base, are not your customer base, aren't even in your area, understand that's fun to do, right? That's hustle. You got to work hard to put that stuff out there. But it's a different hustle. It's not a hustle on your business, right? It's a hustle for fun. And most of us have some kind of hobby that we really bust our hump on, right? If I'm going mountain biking, man, I am dead to the world because I pushed it so hard. Fun. But that didn't help my business. I'm not a better window cleaning company because I went mountain biking, right? If you, whatever the fun thing you do is, you go boating, jet skis, whatever. That doesn't help your business, but it's fun. It was hustle to do it. Just differentiate that. That's all I'm saying. If you are a new person in the industry, especially younger, because I'm seeing it a lot more with younger people, understand that, yes, if somebody talks about something, be influenced, buy it, try it, do it, whatever. But know that there is a very big difference and that you are the leader of your company. Don't let all this other kind of hustle, influence, culture type thing put it out there without reading between the lines. Again, I love Grant Cardone's stuff. I read a bunch of his books. Actually, I think I've read every one of his books. I'm not going to talk like him. I got to buy a jet. I'm not going to do that. I don't ever want to do that. That's dumb. But I'm going to understand messages. It's the same thing when you watch Sesame Street as a kid. It's fun. 99% of the show is fun. And then there's a part where, I'm trying to think of a character. Some character on Sesame Street talks to another one about you always need to tell the truth. And you go, yeah, you're right, I do. And there was a message. But it was filled with 30 minutes of fun and there's a message. You got to find the message. Do that with content. Do that with the hustle culture. Do that with these guys that tell you they know everything. And there are very big influence out there who are very ridiculous in what they talk about. And just understand that. That's it. Just understand that. Because daily I get messages from people and things and talking to people on the phone and the stuff they give is like, you're completely wrong. And I'm not going to put it out there as mean, but hey, let me just explain this to you. And they go, no, that's not what so-and-so said. Okay. I just wanted to let you know, that's all. Do your thing. I'm not going to pressure you, change you anything. We sell DI tanks to companies who should not buy DI tanks ever. Ever, 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 ever. If you're in Utah and you buy a DI tank, you've made a very big mistake. But somebody said you can. So cool. Listen to them. If you go, no, you know what? I trust them over you. Cool, man. You don't know me. Absolutely. If you've got any questions on it, let me know. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here to tell you some facts, and you get to decide. Hustle for your business. Don't just hustle to make content for other window cleaners, unless that's what you want to do. Anyway, all right. Off my high horse. So hopefully you're still with me, because this was a non-real learning. There were some messages in there, probably, maybe. I've been doing this 10 years, so not all of them can be life lessons. But anyway, hopefully you had fun. If you're still here, by the way, just write in the comments, Utah. Because that's the place that has the hardest water in the country most of the time as a whole. And their water sucks. So anyway, put Utah in there. I'll know you listen all the way. Also, get your supplies through me. Please, you're buying supplies. I know you are. I can see your name come across. Buy them from me. 862-312-2026. Yes, it's a shameless plug. Yes, I need to make money, but there you go. I'm not sugarcoating any of that. I make credit. I get credit for every order I place. So there you go. Also, I own the magazine. So another one that I always talk about, American Window Cleaner Magazine. Get the sticker sheet. Get the magazine every single month to your door. Real paper magazine. Something to read on the toilet or in the truck. Or pull it out when friends and family are over, and they will think that you are a nerd who is really, really into your business, which you are, because you're listening to a podcast about window cleaning. Also, CRM, best one on the planet, Jobber, down below, 20% free demos. Also, Print. Print is amazing. You're going to print stuff, business cards, anything and everything. Links down there. Look what they have, everything. Plus, they will help you design things. They'll put it all out there, plus 15% off. Click the link. I get credit for that too, so go do that. Anyway, until next week, go out there and understand the difference. Hustle on your business or hustle on your social media. You choose, you decide. More importantly, go out there and be epic.